Hey, good morning, everyone. How are you guys doing today? Hey, this is Gregory Wiles coming live to you from Houston, Texas, with this inspirational morning talk. For first-time listeners, I'm on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays at 8:45 a.m. Central Time. You can calculate which time zone you're in. It's another beautiful spring day here in Houston, man. Hope you guys having great weather where you are and enjoying this day so far. Well, what I want to talk about today. Today I'm on a few minutes late. Today is one of those days where I get the word a little late, like just before I come on, I get the word. It happens sometimes, but I think it's a really good one. I need to hear, and I think a lot of people need to hear. I want to talk about the truth about commitment, the truth about commitment. Renata Drewsbury, good morning. How are you doing today? How are you doing? Jillian, Big Sis, good morning. How are you doing? How are you guys doing? Yeah, so I want to talk about the truth about commitment, right? Because a lot of times we talk about commitment, we talk about all the success, relate commitment to success. But commitment also is related to failure, also, right? We're going more about it. But I just lost my train of thought. But yeah, so commitment, use the same thing it takes to commit to succeed is the same energy it takes to commit to failure, right? Your results is going to show you what you are committed to. That's one of the laws, right? What you spend your time on, you can get good at it. So your results can always show you in a particular area what you are committed to. Your results is going to show you what you're committed to. So if you're getting some good results in something, you look at it, you may not be conscious, but look and see what you're committing to get the results. If the results is not favorable in a particular area, what you look and see the things that you are committed to doing that is producing those results, right? So, first definition of a commitment is a promise or a firm decision to do something, right? So we can look this is on a different light. First, let's look at the scripture here that's gonna set the tone, right? With Joshua, like because I could come here when I look back at all the things that we talk about and did and all the stuff we just talk about, all the protection and all of that, man. And God bless those hearts with those out of school and where those kids got shot up. I think it's in Tennessee or so. Yesterday, just running my heart to do that about the protection. And just after I got off, I heard about that shooting. That's why it's so important for us, to take these stuff serious and be protected because we don't know what's going to happen when we step on the streets, the building we go into, the mall, the theater, the church, the school. We don't know what's going to happen. So we can't be worried about that, though. We just got to make sure we are protected. But I say that to say I could come on here and we could talk about all these stuff and give nice Ellen Stanley, good morning, Karen McKen, good morning. Yes, I could give you all of this information, but if you are not committed to putting it into practice, you would not get the results of them. So I guess that's why God did me here today. If you're not committed to putting these things that we're talking about every day into practice, you will not get the results of them. Tessa Hunt, good morning, good morning. How are you doing, cuz? How are you doing? So let's look at the scripture here, what Joshua, before we go to the promised land, God telling him what is going to bring his success. What is going to bring his success, right? This is Joshua 1:8. Joshua 1:8 saying, keep this book of the law always on your lips. Keep this book of the law always on your lips. Meditate on it day and night so that you may be careful to do everything that's written on it. So God, in other words, what we're talking about here, telling him, commit to reading the book of the laws. You got to make a commitment, Joshua, to read the book of the laws, right? Let me go it over again. Keep this book of laws always on your lips. Meditate on it day and night so that you may be careful to do everything written in it. Then you will be prosperous and successful. So he's saying, then you will be prosperous and successful. He's saying, commit to knowing these laws, Joshua. Commit to knowing them, and that's going to bring you success, right? So that's what we're saying. Your results is going to tell you what you are committed to. Your results, right? Here's a startling truth. right? A lot of people are single, and they say they want to be, be married, be whatever. But look at it. There's always this counter commitment that is stronger than the thing you're committed to. There's always a counter commitment that you may not be conscious of it. A lot of people enjoying the singleness. They still want to be married, they want to have a partner, they want to do all of this, but yet still the counter commitment. They don't want to give up the singleness, what comes with being single, or they might have rejection issues, right? So this counter commitment is stronger than the thing you say you want to commit to that you really want, right? So you got to be careful, and you may not be conscious of it, and you wonder why I'm not achieving the goals. You got to really sit down and look and see what are the things that I'm committing to that is producing this result. In relationships too, it's a lot. Your partner might be doing something, you keep complaining about the same thing they're doing. You probably got to sit down and ask yourself, what am I doing that's producing this result? Every time I talk to them, they just get angry or whatever. Look and see what if something that you are committing to that's producing a result that you don't like, right? Like I heard this quote: if you don't like who you're attracting, change what you are promoting. If you don't like what you are attracting, change what you are promoting. One girl was saying she had was looking to date, and she had her she profile up, and she was just attracting a certain type of guys all the time, a certain type of guys. And she was in a Bible study group, and she heard the pastor saying this: she attracting these certain type of guys who just want, first thing to talk to her, all they want is sex and all that. She's like, why can't I attract a nice guy? It's not the type of guys I'm looking for. But when she go back and she look at her profile, that's what she was promoting, and that's what she was attracting. So she just committed to doing that, and that commitment to doing that produced a simple result. So you always got to look at your results. Don't, the things you say you want to do, okay, why I'm not achieving it? Because their results is showing me what I am committed to. The results is going to show you what you're committed to. So you'll be careful. So I want you to ask yourself some of these questions. The law of commitment is what you spend your time on is what you're going to get good at, right? In a nutshell, what you spend your time on is what you're going to get good at, right? So ask yourself these questions. What is the benefit or payoff of not getting what I want? Because you might tell yourself you want something, but something deep down inside of you is fighting against the thing that you say you want. Something deep down inside of you, you may not be conscious of it, but deep down inside of you is fighting against the thing you say you want, making it hard for you to commit to the thing that you really want to commit to, right? It may making it hard. So ask yourself these questions in your private. What is the benefit or payoff of not getting what I want? What's the benefit of it? There's going to be a benefit. There's going to be a payoff of not getting what you want. Let's say you want to own your own business, right? Let's say you want to own your own business. But you know the time it takes to operate and the amount of work that goes into it. Deep down inside of you, there's something fighting against and saying, I don't want to put in all the work. I don't want to do all of that. Right? But yet still you're saying, I want it. But that counter commitment in you is saying, I don't really want. So ask yourself the question, what's the benefit or payoff of not getting what I want? Because you might tell yourself, you know what, I like watching my soap operas, I like watching this. If I get the business and all this, it's going to take me away from all of this stuff that I got to watch. So you are more committed to watching those soap. Just using this example. You're committed to watching those soap operas. So you don't want to give that up to get the thing that you want. Because to get the thing that you want, the commitment always comes with a sacrifice. Always comes with sacrifice. So I'm saying, if we want to get all these benefits here that I'm talking about every morning, we got to be committed to these laws. We got to be committed to doing these things. That's like what God tells Joshua before you go to the promised land, bro. Now you take over. Now you take over. This was Moses' secret of his success. Keep this book of laws always on your lips. Meditate on it day and night, so that you may be careful to do everything written in it. Then you will be prosperous and successful. So he's saying, Joshua, you got to spend your time on these laws. So I'm saying, if we want to be successful, we want to get God's protection, we want to get those breakthroughs, we want to get our healings, we want to get those blessings, we want to get the will for our life that he has, we got to be committed to the things that are going to get us there. We always talk about, weapon formed against us shall prosper, and we use all of these nice scriptures. But are we committed to doing the things that are going to produce the result that these scriptures are promising, right? And that's what faith is, right? We can't say we have faith and we're not doing the things that we say. Let's say we have faith. We praying to God, and we say we have faith that we're going to find the right person for our life. Or we have faith that we're going to get the right house that we're praying for. We can get a house that we're praying for and all that. Now, are you committed to doing those things that are going to produce the result? Are you committed to, let's say it's the house you want. Are you committed to saving? Are you committed to doing your research and finding? Are you committed to praying those scriptures? Are you committed to saying, I don't saying out of your mouth negative things, contradicting what God promised to say? Are you committed to doing those things to produce that result that you're looking for? All right. So this way you got to ask yourself, what is the benefit or payoff of not getting what I want? Got deep down you, there's a benefit, there's a payoff for not getting the thing that you say you want. It sounds crazy. It sounds crazy, but you got to search yourself and ask yourself these questions. What do you get out of things staying the way they are? What are you getting out of this if your situation remains the same and you don't achieve the thing you say you want to achieve? What are you getting out of it? You are getting something out of it that you're now willing to give up. Something you're getting out of it. But you say, Greg, really don't make sense. I really want to do this. I really want to find someone to settle down with. But what is the payoff? What are you getting out of if you don't reach that person? You don't have to give up your singleness. You don't have to share nothing. You don't have to, I don't know. You got to search yourself and ask yourself these questions. What is the benefit to you if things stay the same? Right? And if nothing comes to mind, if you don't have no answers to those questions, you turn it around. Turn it around now and ask yourself these questions. What's the downside to manifesting what you want? What's the downside? What's the downside to manifesting what you want? So now, what's the downside if I get this business that I say I want? What's the downside of it? What's the things, in other words, that I have to give up? What's the downside of me meeting the right person? What's the downside of it? Well, I can't do all these stuff I used to do now when I was single, right? There's the downside. Am I willing to give that up for really meeting the right person? Am I willing to give up my singleness, all the good things that come along with being single? What's the downside of me meeting the right person? And you ask yourself these questions and see if that counter commitment that's in you is preventing you from getting to the things you want, right? So what is the downside of manifesting things you want? The next one. Or what do you fear? What do you fear might or will happen if you get what you want? What do you fear will or happen? There's a thing of that people are afraid of success. It sounds crazy. There's some people are scared of success. So they don't want to be successful, but they're not committing fully to the things that can cause them to be successful in the area they want to be successful in because they fear of success. You might say, that don't make no sense. Who will be afraid? Yes, you can be afraid of success because success comes along with certain other baggage too. The celebrities is going to tell you that. Success and that level of fame depends on what level of fame you are at. It put a microscope on you. Everything you do amplified. If I make a mistake right now, the world don't have to know. The people closest to me are going to know the mistake I make. But The more people you know is the more people knowing about that mistake. So what if you're a celebrity always on the news, you make a mistake, the whole world got to know what you do. So some people are afraid of what the success is going to bring. And that counter commitment in them causing them to do everything not to achieve that goal, even though they say they want to achieve it. And there might be 1 foot in, 1 foot out. Some people going after it, but they're not fully committed to it, so they cannot achieve that result, right, guys? So you ask yourself these questions. Remember, your results is going to always tell you what you are committed to. So in your quiet moments, guys, sit down and look and ask yourself these questions and see if you got a counter commitment in you that's fighting against the things that you really want to achieve, right, guys? So because we could talk about all of this here and we're not achieving it because we're not fully committed to doing it, right? Let's get to our scriptures here right now. Let me see, where's my notes for today? Proverbs 16:3. Proverbs 16:3 said, commit to the Lord whatever you do. Commit to the Lord whatever you do, and your plans will be success. Your plans will succeed. And next one here, Colossians 3:23 said, whatever you do, work at it with all your heart as working for the Lord, not for human masters, right? Whatever you do, work at it that you're working for the Lord. And I can repeat Joshua 1:8. Joshua 1:8, and we can finish up here. Keep this book of the law always on your lips. Meditate on it day and night so that you may be careful to do everything in it. Then you will be prosperous and successful, guys. So, guys, and I leave that there. But just go back and ask yourself these questions. The things that you're not getting a great result in and you want to see better in your life, go and ask yourself, what are the things that I'm committing to subtly that I don't know that's caused me to get this result? You might be talking to your spouse disrespectful all the time and it's producing a certain result, and you understand, why is he always upset? Why he don't want to talk to me? Or why she don't want to talk to me? Why she prefer to come home late and do? Look at the things that you're committing to get the result, right? Look at the things you're committing to get a result. I just use that. Look at your job. I ain't succeeded in a particular area. I want a promotion. Look at the things you're committing to do to not receive the result. So your results is going to always show you what you're committed to. Now, we're saying out to your mouth, your results going to tell you what you're committed to. All right, I'm going to leave that there, guys. Now, have a great, great day. We'll talk again on Friday. Goodbye.